I am feeling really, really good in my own skin and in my own body today, and I wanted to share that with you. And I wanted to give you 5 overall improvements since losing 70 pounds that have just made me feel better in my own skin, better overall, every single day. So, welcome, my friends. I am Cheryl. This is my channel where I have been documenting my weight loss journey for 70 weeks, beginning February 27th of 2024. I am currently down 70 pounds with the help and aid of Zepbound, a injectable GLP-1 medication that I have been taking prescribed by my doctor. I've been taking for the 70 weeks. That obviously with changes to my lifestyle, which I would not have been able to do without this. I know many people out there disagree with these medications and say, get off your butt, exercise, stop eating crap. It's not that simple. This medication has given myself and hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of other people the tools to stop eating badly and stop being able to concentrate on their own health. And that is what this medication has done for me. So today was just a really good day. I mean, it's only 11:30 in the morning, but I was just feeling really good. I was in the kitchen, I was doing some stuff, and I don't know if it's the outfit is like really comfortable or what. And I was like, I feel really good today. Like, I feel good in my body. I feel good in my own skin. And I just, as I was unloading the dishwasher, I was like, I don't know if it's these shorts that I got for $5 at Job Lot the other day or what the deal is. But I was just feeling really, really good. And I thought I wanted to share that with all of you. So as I started to sit down and write out some different things, I just was feeling so good about everything that I thought it should be shared. So I'm not sure if it's the shirt, if it's the, I mean, this is my Chasing Sunsets shirt that I actually thought said Chasing Sunshine. So Melissa, I thought of you when I first purchased this, but I didn't have my glasses on when I bought it. But it's like very comfortable, summery, like you can kind of see through it a little bit. And then I got these shorts. I think I don't know if that video posted yet. But I got these shorts at Job Lot, which is closing down. And they were $10 on sale for 5. So they've got like the little underneath part and then like the over, but they are the most comfortable. And I just bought them for like around the house. And then yesterday I was like, oh, that shirt that I got would like look really cute. So it's just super lightweight and the shirt is super lightweight. So it's like nothing special. But my son has a dentist appointment today. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to change. I think I look good enough to take my son to the dentist. In the past, going out was always like a thing. Like I had to make sure that things were covered and everything was. Now I'm like, I know I look good enough to go to the dentist. I look good enough to go to the store. I could do what I needed to do pretty much however I get dressed in the morning. And I can't explain to you how amazing of a feeling that is. So if you're there, you know at this point. If you're not quite there yet, trust me, my friend, you will get there and you will be amazed when you do. But embrace the journey. I promise you, you too will feel this way very soon. Protein coffee. My new protein coffee is Nescafe Instant Espresso with my protein shake and a splash of French vanilla cream. Try it. It's so good. If you like coffee. If you don't like coffee, don't try it because you won't like it. So, 5 things that I have discovered just in general. 5 things that like I definitely feel that there's. So also bear with me because I had no intention of doing this video today. And like I said, I was like doing some stuff in the kitchen and then I was like, I just want to share this with all of you guys. And then I was doing like a bunch of different stuff. My son was eating his breakfast, and I had come in here and went upstairs and come back down, and I was just doing a bunch of different things. And my son literally said to me, wow, you're like moving around a lot today. And that just made me feel so good, because there was a point in my life where I was barely able to get off the couch. I mean, granted, that was after 2 surgeries, but like I was relying on my youngest for so much for so long, that hearing him say that just really made me feel good. And it was kind of the icing on the cake. But also bear with me, because I had no intention of doing a video today, because I think I might have a concussion. Last night I was like under the sink trying to, you have like the pull down or the pull out sprayers, and the hose must have got caught on something under the sink. And I went to go under the sink to try to figure out what it was. And when I came back up, my head, the top of my head hit the granite, like just the corner of it. And I saw stars. I'm pretty sure I have like a minor concussion. I was pretty nauseous and dizzy. I still have a headache. I just actually tried to put my hair up, and I was like, I couldn't put my hair up because it hurt. And I was like, oh, dummy, because you hit your head yesterday. So bear with me. If for some reason I have to stop, then that is the reason why. But anyway, back to all of this. The weight loss has improved my overall confidence and self-esteem so much. And let me tell you, comments like that from a 15-year-old, you don't know. I think I shared with you guys many months ago, my middle said to me, like, you look really good, Mom. Like, you've lost a lot of weight. And my boy moms out there will know, you don't get a lot of compliments from your sons. You know what I mean? It's just, that's not cool, and that's kind of ick. It's not really something that happens as often. But definitely those were all things that like has really improved my confidence. You know what I mean? So a couple of weeks ago when I was at work, I've shared with you guys that many of my coworkers are also on journeys and have discovered GLP-1s. And one coworker in particular who has had a significant weight loss in the past 9 months, she was in the office and she looked at me and she said, but like, girl, what do I do about this? And, she started doing the arm thing, and she said, I can't stand the airplane wings anymore. And I looked at her and I said, wear it proudly, girl, because it's a badge of honor. You have earned those airplane wings. I was like, fly them wherever you need to go. You earned that. And that is such a huge accomplishment, that's kind of one of the things that almost helps me feel good in my own skin, is I know that every saggy part of my body, or whatever it may be, is part of what got me to where I am right now. I'm not trying to be a skinny girl fitting into the skinny girl world. I am a fluffy 50-year-old mom, grandma, secretary, former educator who has worked her butt off to get where I am. And you are all moms, grandmas, dads, grandpas, teachers, nurses, educators, firefighters, all of the things that have been fluffy in a fluffy body for so long and are trying every day to just be healthy. And that you should be so proud of. And I think that's one of the things that makes me feel so good in my own skin, is I know I'm doing it. I don't care about the naysayers that say, oh, you're taking a shot, you're cheating. Bullshit. I am not cheating. I know what I'm doing, and I know the work that I'm putting in every single day, and so do you. You all know how hard it is and how hard you're working. And every floppy piece of skin that I have, every little turkey neck, is because of how hard I'm working. And I gotta tell you, it just makes me feel better. My legs, crepey skin, not so much. I'll hide those a little bit. But everything else makes me know my worth and know how hard that I've been doing. So that's definitely, and I gotta tell you, this now gives my grandson something to grab onto. because when I picked him up the other day, he was like a little tired and cranky, like snuggled into me, and all of a sudden I felt his arm under here, his hand, and he was just like grabbing it, and it made me laugh, and I was like, well, it gave Rowan some sense of security that he was closer to Graham and he had something. So hey, it is what it is. I am not having any type of arm surgery anytime soon. If I fell into a bundle of cash, maybe a tummy tuck, but I'm not getting rid of any loose skin or anything like that anytime soon. So hey, it is what it is, and it just validates me. So let it validate you. Don't try to hide it. I wear the bathing suit. It's hot. I wear the tank top. I don't care. And you shouldn't either. It just makes me feel good in my own skin. Another thing that helps me and boosts me every single day is just my overall enhanced physical comfort. I mean, if you guys have gotten to that point yet where you've lost 20 or 30 or 40 or more pounds, you know, every pound, it just helps with your overall mobility. And I knew that going into it, but I wasn't prepared for just the amount of how freely I could move and things I could do. Last night, I was watching TV and my husband had pulled in, and I was sitting on the couch, and I literally had my legs up like this. And all of a sudden I realized it, and I was just sitting that way. This is always how I sat. I think I've told you guys this before. I always sat with my legs up. Even when I drove, I always sat with my other leg up or like half out the window. But I always was like one of those weird sitters. And I remember after one of the surgeries that I had, and, you know, being over 200 pounds, and my legs being unable to move or bend or do anything. And I remember being so sad, thinking, I will never sit like that again. I will never be sitting somewhere comfortably. I was always so uncomfortable sitting. I couldn't cross my legs. You know, if you know, you know. It was just very uncomfortable. And sitting there last night, oh, excuse me, I realized I'm comfortable without even trying to be comfortable at this point. And that just made me so happy. Forget all of the things that I'm actually able to do. I cannot wait for my vacation to get on the horse. I love horses. I've been riding at this place since I was 5 years old. And I always loved it. You're gonna knock over all the people. You need to stop. But I did it less and less. I still did it. I just did it less because it was embarrassing. There was only like one or two cowboys that I've known for a very long time that are dads, that have children, that have wives, that I would allow to touch my butt and push me up onto this horse, and I wouldn't feel like a big fat pig while they did it. Well, I mean, I guess I still kind of did, but they're the only two people that I trusted, that I knew weren't going to drop me. I wasn't going to get hurt. You need to stop. Go. So I did it less and less. Like, specifically, come on, you need to go. If one of them, like if I knew that one of them was off on a certain day, I wouldn't ride that day. And I would wait until one of them was there to be able to help me on and off the horse. And I would be in the middle of the arena. There'd be 20, 25 people going out for a ride. And there's 30, 40 horses in here. And the cowboys are like basically sizing you up. They're looking at you to see like, okay, can I put this person on this horse or this person? And I would always like have to get kind of like waited till the end. And I mean, I wasn't the only one. You know, my husband's a little bigger. My son who's going texted me the other day and he was like, Mom, am I going to be able to ride him? And he's like 6 feet tall, but you know, he's broad and there's like weight limits and stuff. And I was like, yes, you're fine. But I always knew that like I was waited till the end because they had to make sure I had a bigger horse, because I couldn't go on this skinny little 5-hand pony as I was going to kill it. And I'm excited to see if I have more skills than I used to, if I can ride better, and what that actually feels like in this body. So I am very excited for that. I am so excited to go hiking. I have not been hiking in probably 17 or 18 years. So I am super, super excited for that. I'm happy to do things that I wasn't able to do for so long, that I truly, honestly, and I'm not just saying this, I thought that part of my life was over. And really, I'm at a whole new part of my life. And that is such an amazing feeling. And I just feel good in my body knowing that my body can do these things, because I thought my body was done with so many things. So I'm excited to see, what other physical activity this body can do. So yeah. Another thing, or number 3, that actually I'm amazed by is my skin actually feels better. So I feel better in my own skin because my skin feels better. My skin feels more hydrated. My skin feels, I don't know, and I know many of you have said like, oh, you're glowing. Like right now I have no makeup on. I have a little bit of a tan. But I know, like, I don't look terrible. I have like 1 or 2 little marks. I've got like some rosacea or something happening, but my mom has that too, like that I try to cover up like when I'm going out. But for the most part, like at this point, this is what it is. This is my skin. This is my loose neck. This is just me. This is no makeup, no filter. And I don't think I look half bad. And that's the confidence that I have gotten. Like, I know I can look in the mirror and like I said, I can run out to the dentist and not have to worry about this is the appearance that I'm giving. Like, I look okay. I mean, I'm 50, almost 3. I'm going to be, so it's happy July, by the way. I will officially be 53 next month. I am a mom of 3. I'm a grandma. I work hard. I do all the things. I take care of all the people. I think I look okay. 2 years ago, you would never have heard me say that. It just, those words wouldn't come out of my mouth. But I do think that my skin overall does look better. Like I said, I feel like I'm not getting as much acne. I was getting a lot of acne, and that's probably because the crap I was putting in my mouth. Greasy, sugary, chocolatey foods and things that, like, I'll have once in a while, but I don't eat regularly, thanks to this medication helping me find this whole new outlet on life. So my skin definitely overall feels better, and I take much better care of it. I didn't care before because I thought I was just going to die on that couch alone and unable to get up and be part of life. Now I know that that's different, and I know that my whole life is ahead of me, and I want to take care of my body, and that includes my skin. So definitely my skin overall feels and looks better, which helps me to feel better in my own body and my own skin. Number 4 is just the reduced overall strain on my body. I feel so much better in this vessel than I did before. There was so much strain on my body, on the joints and on the muscles and on the bones. I was to the point where I was pretty convinced that every ligament in my body was junk. I blew a ligament, or I blew 3 in my ankle, and I literally like stepped backwards, and there was a rolled area on like hardwood. It was like a buckled area, and I stepped backwards and I rolled my ankle in that buckled floor, and I blew 3 ligaments in my foot, in my ankle. Completely destroyed it, had to have complete reconstruction. A year and a half later, I fell, and there was an altercation at an event, and I fell to the ground and blew out my ACL. And I mean, I didn't like go down hard. There wasn't like, I didn't get trampled or something. I fell and I blew out my ACL. 5 years before that, I had been doing my job, and my job sometimes involved students that were dysregulated. And I had a dysregulated student who, without getting too into detail, I have still currently a torn rotator cuff, and torn ligaments in my shoulder. That's something I have no desire to fix. But I got to the point where, because of all that, and I'm sure that my weight really aided in all of those injuries, maybe not the shoulder, but I'm sure that my weight aided in those injuries. And I got to the point where I was afraid to do anything because I thought I was either going to blow a ligament or break a bone. And it got to the point where I was terrified to go or do anything. To this day, I am still very, very scared to walk on grass, like uneven grass, because for so long I was afraid I was going to trip and hurt something. Just 2 weeks ago, my nephew got married, and I was wearing, I think you guys saw like the wedge sandal flip-flops that I had on with the dress that I was wearing. And when we left my sister's, it was in the backyard. When we left, my husband and I were walking towards the car, and I was like trying to like get off the grass and walk into the street, and my husband was kind of like pulling me this way, and I was like, no, I want to go that way. And he's like, but the car's over here. And I'm like, I'm not comfortable on the grass. I am so scared still. It's a little bit of trauma that I have, but I've always been afraid that I was just going to trip and fall and blow something out. So I'm definitely feeling better in my overall skin. I don't have that daily strain and stress on all of my joints and muscles and bones. And I'm slowly working at improving all of those muscles and bones and everything through strength training. So yeah, my muscles and joints and just the overall strain on my body and my skin have improved dramatically. And last but not least is the reduced inflammation. So even my face, I just didn't realize until, and I've told you guys multiple times, I have a digital photo frame in my living room, and I've got all my fat pictures on there. And all of the pictures that I looked at that made me think like, wow, this is bad. And I'm looking at a picture up here now from when I got married, and I was like, I was a little still fluffy then, but like, I didn't look half bad. But I do have some blemishes going on, and that's because I was still eating crap. But my face had gotten to the point where I was just, I'm going to grab these two pictures and show you guys so you can see the difference. This one and this one. So this picture is from my wedding. This is not my husband. This is my cousin's husband who has since passed away. So this is Bob. We love you, Bob. This is my wedding in 2018. So, I mean, I was still fluffy. You can see it in my face. But this is last summer or the summer before, Kyla and I. And like, you can just see it in my face. My face had gotten so fat, and the inflammation, like my face was so rounded. I just feel like you could see like my cheeks, like my skin just like pulling. And my ankle was so swollen, especially after the surgery, that the doctors had sent me to other doctors and everything, and they had actually determined that I had 14% loss of use for life in that ankle, and that swelling would probably never go away completely. It's pretty much gone away completely at this point. And I was pretty convinced that it was, you know, the surgery, the injury, all of that. I didn't want to accept the fact that it was my weight. But now that 70 pounds of that weight is gone, the swelling on my injured ankle is pretty much the same. My ankles look almost the same at this point. So yeah, inflammation and all of the retention of the water and the salt and all of the stuff that, you know, we're putting into our bodies definitely reflects. So that change, just the change in my face alone, I mean, the change in my ankles pretty much, like that was because it was pretty gross. Like it was so swollen. I remember being at school like 3 or 4 years ago, and this was post-surgery, and I had probably flip-flops on or capris or something like that. And a student came up to me and said, "Did you break your ankle?" And I was kind of like, how would they know that? That was years ago. It wasn't a broken ankle, it was a ligament. And I was like, no, why? And they were like, your ankle doesn't look good. And, kids don't lie. And I remember coming home just feeling so sad and so, I don't even know. Like, I was just really, because kids don't lie. And I remember later having my husband take a picture of my ankle to look, because I'm like, oh my God, is it getting worse? What's wrong with it? And no, it was so swollen and it looked so gross that the kid probably thought I had just done something and was just staying at recess duty. But overall, the inflammation has subsided. I'm going to go with 75 to 80%. My hands, I do think are still, which is funny because my rings don't fit, but I do still feel like my hands are kind of swelly, like they look bigger. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but there's always going to be some part of us that we don't love, right? But overall, I just never imagined how weight loss would transform my mind and the way that I think about myself. And obviously the help of you guys encouraging me and supporting me and, saying just the nicest, kindest things. I have never seen such a community of such loving, supportive people, just encouraging me every single day. So yeah, I am feeling really good in my skin today. I am going to go start my vacation planning, maybe take some aspirin because my head is really bothering me. And then get my son off to the dentist to get his teeth cleaned. I love that his dentist is so accommodating and we are able to do like Christmas break and July for his cleanings and stuff like that. They're so amazing. So yeah, that is my 5 reasons why I feel really good in my own skin and why I know that you will get there too if you have not yet. And if you have gotten here, take a minute and write down how you're feeling. I think you'll be amazed because I don't think that we think about ourselves in this way quite enough. But today I am. I'm thinking about myself and I'm thinking about all of my accomplishments and how great I have done thus far. And I am feeling pretty darshkan good about myself. So thank you guys so much for being here. You know how much I love and adore each and every one of you. If you think that any of this content may be helpful or valuable to anybody else, I would love it if you would share this video. Liking and commenting always helps YouTube to recognize that people actually do like the content that I put out there. And remember, guys, if you're not yet subscribed, go and hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys real soon. Remember, my friends, when you can't find the sunshine, you be the sunshine. Bye.